Hey everyone, welcome back to EcoLead, where we break down the economy and market in the simplest way possible. The Union Budget was presented on 1st February 2025 by our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. This was our Finance Minister's 8th budget, and it comes with certain big changes, particularly in the income tax slabs of the new tax regime. But what does it mean for you? Does it mean more savings or higher taxes? Or something in between? Don't worry. In this video, we have covered the new income tax slabs for financial year 2025-26, and we will discuss these tax slabs for various income levels, and then we will also disclose the truth behind the 12 lakh, where our finance minister has mentioned that there is no tax. So what is the reality behind this claim? If you want to save more on taxes and avoid costly mistakes, stay till the end of the video. And hey, don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channel EcoLead for the smartest financial insight. Alright, let's dive in and decode the numbers. Here is the revised income tax slabs of new tax regime for the financial year 2025-26. Now, if you look at the range of the income, you can see from 0 to 4 lakh, we have written 0%. Means there is no tax to be paid at all by the income earners. So, you can also mention it as the nil. Now, the next tax slab, the second slab is 4 to 8 lakh. So, this is the lower bound 4 and the higher bound here is the 8 lakh. So up to 8 lakh, we need to pay 5% of the tax. Then the third tax slab, it is mentioned that the lower bound is 8 lakh and higher bound is 12 lakh. So from 8 to 12 lakh, we need to pay 10% of the tax. The fourth tax slab is 12 to 16 lakh. So for this tax slab, the lower bound is 12 lakh, higher bound is 16 lakh, and for that we need to pay 15% of the tax. Then the next tax slab, the lower bound is 16 lakh and higher bound is 20 lakh. So for this 16 to 20 lakh of income, we need to pay 20% of the tax. And for 20 to 24 lakh range, that means where our lower bound is 20 lakh and higher bound is 24 lakh, we need to pay 25% of tax. And the toppest range of the income, which is above 24 lakh, for each unit of money we earn more than 24 lakh, we need to pay 30% of the tax. So first we understood that what are the ranges of income and what are the tax rates. Now we will understand that how these tax rates will be applicable on a certain amount of income. So for this we have taken two incomes. One is 10 lakh a person if the person is having 10 lakh amount of income, or if the person is having 12 lakh amount of income. Now remember here that whatever we are earning for the salaried person particularly, this 10 lakh is not the taxable income. This is the income only. So if we want to calculate the taxable income from here, we first need to deduct 75,000 rupees from our income, from our yearly income. So from 10 lakh, if we deduct the 75,000 rupees, the taxable income is coming as 9,25,000 rupees. And from 12 lakh, if we deduct the 75,000, this 75,000 rupees is called the standard deduction. So standard deduction. So After adjusting with the standard deduction for the 12 lakh rupee, our taxable income will be 11 lakh 25,000 rupees. Now, whenever we are calculating any tax, we will look at the taxable income, not at the income that is being earned by the taxpayer. Clear? So we will now calculate all the taxes or tax outgo. Calculations will be based on the taxable income only. Now, when we calculate, what we will check? We will first check that whether the income, the taxable income that we have considered here for the first income, that is 10 lakh. Now here henceforth we will mention it only as the taxable income, that is 9,25,000. So for 9,25,000, if you check the tax slab, then is this 9,25,000 is greater than the upper bound of the first tax slab? Upper bound is what? Upper bound is 4 lakh. So this is the higher bound. Upper bound is 4 lakh. Yes, it is greater than the 4 lakh. So definitely for the first 4 lakh rupee, we need not to pay any tax. So I am writing here 0. Then we will check the taxable income with the second tax slab. Is the 9,25,000 rupees is greater than the higher bound or upper bound of the second tax slab? The answer is yes, because higher bound of the second tax slab is 8 lakh rupee and the taxable income is 9,25,000 rupees. So the income earner here must pay the tax, that is 5% tax for these 4 lakh rupee. That is 8 lakh minus 4 lakh, so 4 lakh rupee. On 4 lakh, if we are levying this 5% of tax, the value will be 20,000 rupees. Now, we will check the next or the third tax slab. If you check the third tax slab, you will see that the higher bound in the third tax slab is 12 lakh rupees, which is greater than the taxable income in this case. The taxable income is 9,25,000 rupees, which is lower than the 12 lakh. So what we will do here, if we find any income tax slab or any income range of the income where the higher bound, value of the higher bound is greater than the taxable income, we will deduct the lower bound. We will deduct the lower bound value from the taxable income. So here the taxable income is 9,25,000 rupees. The lower bound value is 8 lakh. So we will deduct it. And if we deduct, we will get the value 1,25,000 rupees. Now on this 1,25,000 rupees, these 10% of tax will be applicable. So 10% of 1,25,000 rupees will be nothing but 12,500 rupees. Now should we check for the next tax slab, that is 12 lakh to 16 lakh? There is no requirement to check for this tax slab because the lower bound itself is far greater than the taxable income for this particular individual. So we understood that how we calculate the tax for the income 10 lakh rupees. Now what is the total tax outgo? To calculate the total tax outgo, we need to add these two taxable amount, add these two taxes, and then the sum of these two is coming as 32,500 rupees. So this is the total tax outgo for this individual according to the new tax slab for the financial year 2025-26. Now we will calculate the tax outgo for the 12 lakh rupees. So for 12 lakh rupees again up to 4 lakh, we have seen that there is no tax. So I will write here 0. Then for 4 to 8 lakh, definitely the upper bound is 8 lakh and the taxable amount here is 11,25,000 rupees. So it is greater than, the taxable income is greater than the upper bound of this range. So 8 lakh. So definitely the this individual will definitely pay the 5% of tax for this 4 lakh rupees. That is 4 lakh. Why I am saying 4 lakh? Because 8 lakh minus 4 lakh itself is a 4 lakh. So 5% of 4 lakh is nothing but 20,000. So the individual will pay 20,000 rupees at here. Now let us check the next tax slab, the third tax slab. So the third tax slab here is 8 to 12 lakh. For 8 to 12 lakh, is the income of this individual is greater? Is this taxable income of this individual is greater than the upper bound of the third slab? The answer is no. Because although he is earning 12 lakh, but 12 lakh we will not consider. We will consider only here the taxable income, and the taxable income amount is lesser than the upper bound of the third tax slab. So definitely what we will do, we will deduct the lower bound of the third tax slab, which is nothing but 8 lakh rupee. So again here we are deducting this 8 lakh rupee. So how much amount is remaining here? So here it will be 3,25,000 rupees. Now on this 3,25,000 rupees, how much tax the individual needs to pay? That is 10%. So we will multiply this 3,25,000 with the 0.1, and the amount will be 32,500 rupees. Now, if I ask you that what is the total tax outgo for the individual who has earned 12 lakh rupees, for him we need to add these two, and the amount will be 52,500 rupees. Now, the where the confusion is coming, confusion is that the finance minister said that we need not to pay any tax up to 12 lakh. Then till now we have calculated this 50,500 rupees for the 12 lakh rupees, the taxable amount. Then what is the meaning of that? Whether this video maker is correct or finance minister is correct. The thing is that here we need to understand one thing, that if you are filing this tax, if you were filing the the income tax, then this 52,500, which is your taxable amount we have calculated here, will be returned to you in the form of the income tax return. That's why our finance minister has mentioned the rebate. She has mentioned that it is rebate. So income tax department will check that whether your income is actually 12 lakh rupees, and if the answer is yes, then definitely you will receive it in form of the return. So I hope this confusion, this doubt has been cleared. So now we will calculate the income taxes for three more income labels, that is 15 lakh, 20 lakh and 25 lakh. Now the calculation rule will be same. What we will check? First we will check the taxable income. We will calculate the taxable income because we know that the standard deduction will be applicable to all the incomes irrespective of the level of the income. So here the taxable income, for that we need to deduct rupees 75,000. So if I deduct 75,000 rupees from 15 lakh, the value will be 14 lakh 25,000. From 20 lakh if we deduct, the value will be 19 lakh 25,000 rupees. Then from 15 lakh if we deduct, the value will be 24 lakh 25,000 rupees. Now we will calculate the taxes based on the taxable incomes. So let us check for the first tax slab. First tax slab is 0 to 4 lakh, means for the first 4 lakh rupees of earning, we need not to pay any tax. So we will write here 0 for all the incomes, whether it is 15 or 20 or 25 lakh. Then we will check the second tax slab, which is 4 to 8 lakh rupee. Now if you check the 4 to 8 lakh, how we will check? We will check the higher or upper bound. Upper boundary here is 8 lakh. Whether this 8 lakh is greater or lesser than the income, than the taxable income. So for the first case, yes, it is lesser than the taxable income. That means we need to pay 5% of tax for the entire 4 lakh rupees. 4 to 8 lakh, difference between 8 to 4 lakh is 4 lakh rupees. So we need to pay here 20,000 rupees if you are earning 15 lakh rupees. Same thing, definitely 20 lakh is greater than 8 lakh. So here for the 20 lakh income earner, he will also pay this 20,000, and for 20 lakh, 25 lakh rupee, we also need to pay 20,000 rupees of tax for the second tax slab. Now coming to the third tax slab. If you are looking at the third tax slab, the range is 8 to 12 lakh. First, what we will check that whether this upper bound is greater than the taxable income. In all the three cases, you can see whether it is 15 lakh case or the 20 lakh case or the case of 25 lakh. In all the cases, the upper bound here, the upper bound here is 12 lakh. 12 lakh is lesser than the taxable income. So, for this 8 to 12 lakh, means for this 4 lakh rupee, all these individuals needs to pay 10% of the taxes. So 10% of 4 lakh will be 40,000 rupees. So this 40,000 rupees will be paid by all these three individuals. So I will write here 40,000. Now we will move to the fourth tax slab. If you move to the fourth tax slab, what is the range? The value of the range is, the range is lower boundary is 12 lakh, higher upper boundary is the 16 lakh. So here we will check whether this higher upper bound, this is 16 lakh, is greater or lesser than the taxable income. So for the first case, we have seen the case of 12,000, 25,000, 12 lakh 25,000. Yes. The upper bound for the fourth tax slab is greater. So what we will do here in this case, we will deduct the lower bound, means the value of the lower bound. What happened here? The value of the lower bound here is 12 lakh rupees. So we will deduct 12 lakh from 14,25,000 and the value will be 2,25,000. So on 2,25,000, 15% of tax will be levied and the amount will be 33,750 rupees. Now, what will happen? Should we consider the fifth tax slab for the income earner who is earning 12,25,000 rupees? No, it is not required. Why? Because here the taxable income itself is lesser than the lower bound of the fifth tax slab. So this slab is not required. And since the fifth tax slab is not required for the person who is earning 15 lakh rupees, rest of the upper tax slabs will also not be applicable for this person. So for the person who is earning 15 lakh rupees, how much amount is the total tax outgo for this person? So we need to add these values, and if we add, the value will be coming as 93,750 rupees. And in percent if we calculate, means in percentage that means how much amount of his income he is paying in the form of tax, then it will be coming as 6.25%. Means only 6.25% of your income you need to pay in the form of tax if you are earning 15 lakh rupees. It's substantially good, right? And remember, in this case, earlier up to 12 lakh, what we said, that if you file the return, you will get back this amount, right? This 52,500 or this 32,500, these return you will get back in the form of rebate. So here the percentage of tax itself, it will be 0% because you are not paying any tax at all. But if your income is more than 12 lakh, then definitely you are paying the tax. And in this example, we have seen that for 15 lakh, you need to pay 6.25% of your income. Now let us check for the 20 lakh amount of income. So the taxable income here we already calculated 19 lakh 25,000 rupees. So is that 19 lakh 25,000 is greater or lesser than the fifth tax slab's higher upper range, upper boundary? Upper boundary here is 20 lakh. So definitely it is lesser. This taxable income is lesser than the upper bound. So what we will do here? We will deduct here the lower bound value. So lower bound value here is to 16 lakh rupees. So we are deducting 16 lakh and the value will be here the taxable here the taxable amount will be, I'm directly calculating the taxable amount. So here the taxable amount will be your 65,000 rupees. And yes, you need to pay 20% of the tax for the amount that you will calculate after deducting the lower bound value, that is 16 lakh, from the taxable income. But what about the fourth tax slab? Here also you need to pay basically 15% of all this 4 lakh rupee, which is nothing but 60,000 rupees. 60,000 rupees, how we have calculated? That is 15% of 4 lakh rupee. So what is the total outgo, tax outgo in this case? We need to add the values. If we add the values, the total amount tax or tax outgo will be 1,85,000 rupees. And what is the percentage of income that you are paying in this case in the form of tax? That is nothing but 9.25 percentage of your income you are going to pay in the form of taxes. Now what about the 25 lakh income? 25 lakh rupees of income. In this case, definitely this fourth income tax slab will be considered. So you are paying all the 60,000 rupees. Then let us check the fifth tax slab. Yes, the amount is taxable amount is 24 lakh 25,000 rupees. So the taxable amount is greater than the upper bound for this fifth tax slab, right? So here also for the entire 4 lakh rupee, you need to pay 20% of the tax. So 20% of 4 lakh, how much it is? It is 80,000. So the income earner or taxpayer needs to pay 80,000 for this amount of for this 4 lakh rupee according to the fifth income tax slab. So should we consider the sixth tax slab? Yes, we need to consider here. And if you check here the sixth tax slab, how much it is? It is coming, the taxable income is even greater than the upper bounded here. So for all these, so for entire this 4 lakh rupee, means 24 minus 20 lakh. So this entire 4 lakh rupee he needs to pay 25% of the tax. And how much it is coming? 4 lakh. 25,000 of 4 lakh means it is itself 1 lakh rupee. So 1 lakh rupee you need to pay in this case. Now let us check the upper bound at here for the seventh tax slab. There is no upper bound. So any amount a person is earning more than 24 lakh will be taxable at the rate of 30%. So here how much amount is greater than 24 lakh? That is 25,000 only. So on 25,000, if we apply 30% rate, then the amount is coming 7,500 rupees. So this is the value that this is the amount of tax the person needs to pay for the amount 25,000. Now how much total amount or total tax outgo for the person who is earning 25 lakh? In this case, we need to add all these values together, and the sum of these values is coming around 3 lakh 7,500 rupees. What is the percentage of income he is paying in the form of tax? That is nothing but 12.30% of income he is actually going to pay in the form of tax if the person is earning 25 lakh rupees. Remember here that we are considering the new tax regime. So there is no, this savings related exemptions. So no exemptions will be applicable at here, only the standard deduction, that amount we can deduct in this case. However, there are some changes we definitely needs to consider, like the rental income, the capital gain income, all these incomes. Basically, what is the take of the recent budget on these type of income, that we will discuss in some other video. So I hope the idea of the new tax slabs in the financial years 2025-26 is clear. If you have any doubt, you can write in the comment section. See you in the next video. Bye.